Welcome back to the Takeout. As we noted at some length, I grant you, at the top of the program, problems at the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool persist, despite President Trump's multi-million-dollar makeover and despite assurances like this earlier this month.
You're going to have something you're going to be very proud of, and it'll last for 50 to 100 years before you have to do anything with it. Very strong, powerful substance that we use.
David Fahrenthold, who has been covering this matter for the New York Times, joins me now. David, chronicle the problems as they currently exist, what the Interior Department is sort of frantically rushing to try to solve, and some of the underlying no-bid contractual questions that you've uncovered. And that's a lot, so you can take them in whatever order you want.
Well, start back at the beginning. The way that they chose to fix the reflecting pool was to give out two no-bid contracts. One no-bid contract to put a waterproofing substance on the bottom of the pool that turned it blue. One to put in a filtration system that was going to clean the water once they refilled it. The filtration system, we reported yesterday, that contract was given to a company owned by somebody who's a longtime friend of Mr. Trump, a donor to him, somebody who lives near him in Mar-a-Lago. His wife was the chairwoman of a big event at Mar-a-Lago. So these two firms got those contracts, and they spent a lot of money on it, more than $15 million, a lot more than Trump said they would. But then the pool was done a few days ago, and they said, okay, now it's all going to be worth it. You know, you mocked us, but now you'll see how great it's going to be. Then they refilled the pool, and immediately it turns this bright shade of green because of algae. It fills up with algae, which is not a surprise. The algae's bothered the pool for a long time. What's crazy is that they refilled the pool, it turns out, before they put in the filters that would stop the algae. So to have one day of clear water, they immediately stepped on a rake. They took the risk of doing something that would step on a rake and make the pool green and humiliating again. The worst part for them is that what we've seen in the last couple of days is not just algae, which perhaps could be fixed, but that $15 million coating, the waterproofing that the no-bid contract put on the bottom of the pool, what President Trump said would last for 50 or 100 years, it's already peeling off. Chunks of it are now visible, peeling off the bottom of the pool and floating to the top. So what you've seen in just a matter of a few days is kind of the undoing of this long project that President Trump has spent so much money on and talked so much about.
And David, I mentioned this in the open to this program, and I don't do a lot of Reddit rabbit holes, but I did one today, and there were a lot of guys or gals representing themselves as experts in this particular field of work, coatings, cement, pools, who said it was obvious to them that if this sealer, this American flag blue treatment put on the reflecting pool bottom was coming up so easily, it had had poor prep work and probably water was added too soon, and that it's going to keep detaching forever.
Well, what we reported back when they were working on this, that folks within the National Park Service had raised the same kind of concerns, that the coating was uneven, there were little pinholes and bubbles in it, and they worried that that could cause it to delaminate, to come loose, at least slowing down the process of putting it on and maybe leading it to come loose later. So these were problems that were identifiable. And the crazy thing is that the most important piece of repairing the reflecting pool is something that they haven't done. They haven't even started doing yet, which is there are pipes under the ground that connect the reflecting pool to the filtration system that's supposed to clean the water of algae. Those pipes leak. They've leaked for years. They've known they need to replace them for years, and they haven't replaced them. So even when all this work is done, they left this invisible problem that is probably going to cause algae to come back for a long time.
And what's next, David, based on your reporting?
I think the Park Service is struggling to figure out what's next. They're asking for volunteers. They're vacuuming out the algae. They're pouring in hydrogen peroxide to try to kill this algae. They're installing these permanent filters maybe later this week. That might make a difference. What I wonder, though, is, the whole lead up to this is July 4th. The whole point of doing this now and doing it in a rush and giving out these no-bid contracts was it has to be ready by July 4th. And it seems like if the bottom is peeling off, you may have to drain it before July 4th. How could you address the problem of the bottom coming off without removing the water in the pool? So I'm very curious to know how they're going to deal with this and stop it from becoming a debacle on this important day on July 4th.
It was a rushed project because there was a national urgency behind it. That's what the administration said. David Fahrenthold, the New York Times. Thank you very much. I appreciate the time.